What's up, folks? The topic of today's video, spontaneously, completely unprepared, and as always, unscripted. Now, I read in my comments something like, was the worst Camino ever, or completely depressing Camino, I don't like it at all. Let me tell you one thing. For me, this Camino was absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I like walking alone. Because for me, Camino, let's say, the first two Caminos were different, because I told you before, the first two Caminos changed my point of view and it changed my life and everything. But the following Caminos I use for cleaning my mind, getting away from all the madness at home, from all the stress, cleaning my mind, filling it up with positive thoughts, getting relaxed. And because of this, I like walking alone. Because walking alone, think about stuff, sort things out. You get the point. But I also like being in contact with other pilgrims, other people, locals. And that was possible. You didn't meet many people. It's true. But I met some people. And those people that I met, they were awesome. Every single one of them. And yeah, I told you before. Now, when I walked, very few people. Sometimes when you come to a town, there were only 2 pilgrims, or several times I was at albergue. I was the only person in the entire house. It's kind of spooky. But on the other hand, people were happy when you got there. I mentioned before that you are not one of thousands. You are unique. You get there, people are happy. And I heard about that people arrived at the place and the bar owner or the owner of the cafe, they had tears in their eyes, so happy. And yeah, when you get to a place and people are smiling and people are dragging you into a conversation and they don't want to let you go, that makes you feel special. That makes you feel like a pilgrim. I like that very much. And I think this Camino was exceptional. Not only that it was a holy year, it still is, but Spain extended the holy year until 2022, but it's not the same, no? It's artificially extended. It's money. And yeah, I think if you don't like the Camino this way, maybe you walked with, let's say, expectations that the Camino couldn't provide you with. You expect to walk with other people, you expect to have fun with other people, you expect full albergues and yeah, that was not the case. But I don't care at all. As I said, it was amazing because most of the albergues that were open, they are either new or remodeled or renovated because they used the last year for all this renovation issues in order to prepare for the whole year. And so the stay there was amazing. And you know, when I was at Hospital de Orbigo, I was the only one at the albergue. But you know, the entire day I was talking to the hospitalero, and the next morning he served me a breakfast like in a 5-star hotel. That was absolutely crazy. And in normal days, on a normal Camino, when the albergues are full or, you know, completo, it isn't like that. You know, get in, buy, pay, fuck off, people are waiting. Now it's not. And therefore, I don't regret having walked the Camino in those days. And I am happy that I walked in May, because I think now, when you start walking now, the numbers of pilgrims are rising, as they did in the last week when I was walking. But the albergues or many restaurants are still closed because the reaction of the rising numbers is too slow, you know, and especially those public albergues, or parochial albergues or whatever, they are still closed because they say, nah, there's too few pilgrims, makes no sense. Too much money? No. I cannot earn enough. And the only albergues that are open in general are private, small albergues. And they have to run on a reduced capacity. So it's a little pain in the ass to get a bed. And therefore, it's not like walking the Camino in normal days. You cannot walk from town to town because I find a bed anyway. No, it doesn't work like that in these days. Because most of their albergues are still closed. And in general, in a town like in, you know, Relejos, when there's 120 beds in general, and when you get to the place, there are only 7 beds available in total, you have a problem. And you know, when there's only 2 pilgrims, it works. But when the numbers are rising now, and there's 10, 20, 30 pilgrims, you have a problem. And you cannot just say, okay, I don't get a bed here, I walk to the next place. Because in the next place, you have the same problem. So, that I walked in May, for me, was fortunate. If I were to have to walk now, I'm a little skeptical, because, as I said, numbers of pilgrims are rising, but numbers of available beds are not. And I think this will change now, let's say July, August, and the public albergues and stuff, they will open again, and the restaurants and bars. But I think before, let's say May was perfectly okay because there was not many pilgrims. July, August will be okay because albergues will reopen. But in between, let's say June, might be quite difficult. But anyway, it was an amazing Camino. It was an exceptional Camino. And I'm happy that I walked it. Even if, let's say the travel to the Camino was a little stressful, and the return back home was a pain in the ass, but it was feasible, you know. But you have to, let's say, calculate some kind of time buffer for, let's say, things that might happen that you didn't expect to happen. So I was lucky that I had 3 days off at Santiago. Otherwise, it would be complicated, if not impossible, for me to get back home. And yeah, it was an awesome Camino. And if you're now on the way, I hope everything will work out fine for you. And if you want to start later, let's say August, September, I don't think you will have any problems. If there won't be another wave in a would-be risk area, but you never know. I also didn't know in May. You know, this is some things you cannot calculate. What is the option? Stay at home. Cannot be. So if you can leave, do it. You will not regret it. And so far, I don't know what we do next week. Maybe about gear or restaurants or food or stuff like that. We will see. And by that being said, buen camino, and God bless you.